this overcast but hay filled day. My eyes are absolutely red raw, I feel like sandpaper. Anyway, a few jobs on today. Now I'm going to take a bit of constructive criticism from a lot of you. I'm a moany old bugger, so I'm going to try not to be quite as moany. Can't promise, I'll have a go. Anyway, so today's plan is, actually before we start about that, I need to eventually, very soon, a bit naughty yesterday, obviously because the fish are like this now, every time we walk up to the pond, I chucked a bit of extra food in yesterday, which means now, look, got a bit of extra foam on the top. The filters haven't caught up and all that jazz, and there's a little bit too much food going in. So I need to sort, you can see, look, some bubbles going past the skimmer, but they're not going in. So I've got to have a tweak of that at some point soon. Some big news coming actually. I'm not going to do it for this video. I might give you a little snippet at some point. Picked up a piece of equipment this week. Yes, you're going to love it. I am, anyway. So yeah, plan for today is to not feed the pigs too much food today. No promises. And I'm going to scrape a couple. So not only did I see Frank, the big chag, going absolutely crazy the other day, leaping out of the water, but wife's been working from home, so she's been sitting in here. Oh, nearly gave it away then. She's been sitting in the conservatory, and the Shiro was doing exactly the same thing. She woke me up when I was at work and went, your black and white fish, is it on heat or something like that? I can't exact something like that. And I went, why? She went, well, it was flinging itself out of the water, sort of half of its body coming out, and all the fish were following it. And I'm like, no. I know it's a male, but I think just purely because it was going nuts, all the others were just following it. So I'm gonna first job, scrape a couple of fish. Definitely the Shiro probably first, because it's a bit easier than the big chag. And we'll see what we find on the Shiro, and then I might have a look at the chag, depending on what I find on the Shiro. I'm expecting probably some kind of fluke, gill or body fluke, I don't know, but we'll see. And yeah, so that's the first plan. And the second plan, depending on how long that takes, is to have a go at the skimmer. What's it called? That stuff. Gold label. That came pretty quick the other day. I've got it from eBay, the cheapest place I could find, and it actually came next day, amazingly, with free postage. Of course, the day after that, 2 days maybe. Anyway, so it's here, and then I can have a go at, I would think that's probably going to take most of the day picking that lot off, so it's Saturday morning about 8:30, gonna have something to eat, get a couple of scrapes done, and then spend all afternoon not moaning, being positive about it. If I'm fixing a leak, positive, taking that apart. Well, I've got to dump a bit of water first, then taking that apart and hopefully resealing it, and job's a good one, but we'll see. I'm sure we're all in the same position with food. Now fish are a bit more active. Sun's out most days at the minute. It's quite warm, but you need to be strong, because I'm not. But I can't even see the food because of the amount of froth that's on the top. Look here. So it's sort of slowly catchy monkey with the food, especially if you're not heated, because you don't want to overload your filters and then also get the frothy pond. Right, anyway, so I'm going to get some breakfast. I'm going to smile today. I'm going to be happy about everything. Even though I've got lockdown hair, lockdown beard, I'm going for the Robinson Crusoe kind of wild look this next few weeks. Anyway, get something to eat and then come back out and be Mr. Positive today. I'll catch you all in a bit. I'm staying positive, look at me, I'm smiling. So I've got all my spare stuff. I've had a bit of a tidy out in this room. obviously because I've moved the wall. So I've got all my koi bits and bobs in these tubs, all stacked up here. So I've just taken them all down because I'm looking for my microscope. I'll get to my koi, move my bits and bobs in. No microscope. Yeah, no microscope there because it's there in the box. But I'm not going to moan about it. I'm going to be positive. Look, I don't need to rummage through the box. I can just get the... Yeah, look, like this. I'm not even going to moan about that smashing against the wall. It's one of them days. So, microscope. Slides and all that jazz. Right. Look at me. What a fabulous day. I'm loving life today. As I got me scrape. Man, the water's freezing. But we're not moaning about that. It's lovely, it's fresh. So I've got my stuff ready. Got a slide ready. Cover slips. I'll get all this together and we'll see what we can see. As always, if you're doing a scrape, get everything ready beforehand. A bit of kitchen towel, cloth as well, just to wipe your hands, because obviously you're going to be wet. You don't want to be rushing around after you've gone and done the scrape. Right, let's have a look. Bingo! Literally 2 seconds, first slide. That's pretty easy. So I've just finished checking that slide, obviously. So there was about 6-7 flukes on that one slide from that one fish. Nothing else. So I'm going to see if I've got any fluke stuff in my box. I don't think I have. PP, no fluke stuff. I've got some Lotus Pro. This is for flukes. I'm not sure if this is still in date. I've had this a while. So I'll find a date on it. Oh, still in date. Feeling what's in the bottle. Obviously there's more than, must have used it at least once, so $50 ml per 1,000 litres, so I've got 12,000 litres, 600. Ooh. Self-used. God, it's just less than what I need. Do you know what? I've got it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to use that. Damn it. What else I've got in here? Actually, there's a point worth noting. Formaldehyde, which you use with, or formalin, FMG, MGF, whatever you want to call it. It should be a clear liquid. If it's stored outside like mine is, if it goes a cloudy kind of colour, it means it's off and it's quite dangerous. So if you do store it outside, it still needs to be a nice clear liquid. When it gets, as I say, when it gets frozen, it will go off and it can actually kill you. It will kill your fish. So if you've got any of that stored, always worth checking beforehand if any of it's crystallised, and just bin it how you would normally get rid of all your chemicals and stuff. Right, I can get that in. Well, that's that sorted. amazingly easy, not spending hours looking for something that isn't there. I'll take that, even though I shouldn't be happy that I've got Flukes, but you know, it's expected I suppose, that time of year and all that jazz. Right, actually just going to have a quick measure up, see how much I've got of this, how much, if I am too short. What do you sound that? Obviously I've lost a bit of water in the pond anyway, haven't I, so there isn't a full, I can't remember how much it is, 12,340 something litres. Anyway, right, I'll measure up, see how much I am short, and if it's too much I won't use it, but hopefully, I'm just going to probably do it anyway. I'm going to do it, so let's get it done. Right. 0, see how much we got. You can see that. I can't see that on my screen. 586 grams. I think what I'm going to do today, I'm going to do a dose of CT just to thin the mucus on the fish and strip a bit of it off, and then tomorrow I'm going to add the Lotus Pro. Not that the mucus was particularly mega thick on the fish that I scraped, but it was probably thicker than I'd like it to be normal, so if I do that, that means hopefully the fluke treatment should work a bit better. So I'm not going to today have a go, oh I won't go out there, I can see it, look. I'm not going to today have a go at fixing me skimmer with that, because I'm going to put treatment in, and obviously I have to lower the water, it's just too much going on, so that'll have to keep for another week. There's a few other things I do want to do, and I might talk about my surprise in a minute. So anyway, so I've got enough of the Lotus Pro to do that. I'm going to get my CT mixed up now. I'm going to just do 15 grams per 1,000 litres, so 45 grams worth of CT. Put that in today, and then tomorrow, I don't know what time it is now, about 11 o'clock, something like that. 20 past 11, so tomorrow about midday, put me the Lotus stuff in. I'm going to top the water up now, so I'm going to put my chlorinator on, top it up so I'm at the maximum, and then take it off. So then I'm not putting any fresh water in for a couple of days and let this stuff do its magic. Right, let's get some stuff sorted. Still positive. Plug this in. I should probably sort this today rather than having it there. Anyway. You'll be better soon, friends. That might explain the veininess on them as well, on a couple of them. Definitely explain the jumping, I'd have thought. So anyway, I nearly give it away again. I can't give it away because the thing is just there. I might put a bit of a clue out at some point. Right, anyway, let's go and get me chloramine tea. What temperature am I at today? 12 degrees exactly. And then I want to get, I don't know whether you can see that here, the blanket weed treatment. It's a fine fuzz, look. But I don't want it getting any longer than this really. This is fine. I don't mind it being like that because the koi can graze on it as well. But it's when it gets really long, and then it just causes all sorts of problems getting caught in the drain, and then obviously blocking the drum and all that kind of jazz. So, right, let's get the fluke sorted first, and then we can do all these things that are later in the next week or so. Right, chloramine tea. 15 to 20 grams per 1,000 gallons. So what's that? 45 grams. So not a lot. And as I say, it just helps thin the mucus coat on the fish, and then should make the fluke treatment a bit better for it to get rid of the flukes. So obviously if the mucus layer is too thick, the ingredient can't attack the flukes because the mucus layer is protecting the flukes somewhat. So you can use, I have done before as well, PP as well does the same kind of thing, but PP can be quite harsh. I don't want to do the PP. I mean, I will do that if needed at a later date, and if I can't get rid of the flukes. But I'll go with chloramine T first, and if I've still got flukes in a couple of weeks, then I'll hit it with a PP and then I'll do a different fluke treatment, and we'll see if that way works. Right, let's get this stuff measured out and get it in. Just been online looking about this stuff. I actually got this sent to me from Holland. I had to get it sent over from, I can't think of the website, wherever. You can't actually buy this in the UK anymore, and they won't ship to the UK either. There's something in it that's not been approved by, I don't know what the animal body is, or fish body within the UK, so this will be the last time I use it anyway. I can't even remember, obviously, when I last used it. Obviously I had flukes at some point. I know a few years back I had an unpregnable amount of fluke. I just couldn't, whatever I chucked in, I just couldn't get a shot of them. So hence obviously getting this stuff on a recommendation from a friend and giving it a bash. Can't remember if it worked, but obviously maybe did. But we'll see. So I've just put the CT in, and then I'll do tomorrow, I'll leave it 24 hours, then tomorrow I'll put the Learnex Pro in. Cool. So I'm over putting all this junk away. I'm going to leave this out. This is my preferred blanket weed treatment. I did bang on about this probably last year, maybe even the year before. I'll put a link actually in the description below. I did find somewhere that was, I can't remember, it was a lot cheaper than anywhere else, and I bought a couple of them. Well, I think I bought 3. Used one last year. So I'll just keep it in my kit, my box here of spare stuff and odd bits. But I found this to be better than, I mean, I did previously used to use the cloverleaf blanket answer. But just found that clouded the water up for a lot longer than this stuff, and well, I just found this stuff better, to be honest. So what I did last year was did a treatment initially, I think, and then I was just doing like every other week maintenance dosage, if you like. I'm going to leave that out. In fact, I'll leave both out because I'll probably need to get to them anyway at some point. I can put all this rubbish away now. Not sure if there's anything else here that I need or can talk about. I don't know. I might need that. Solve that cement stuff. Right. Get this stuff in. Have a cup of tea. Positivity Saturday. Still me, don't worry about it. Just. Right. Tidy up. That's pretty hilarious. I'm just going through this box here. I need a couple of bits for the next project. And what did I find in the bottom of that box? One of these. Which is hardly used about a quarter of it. Got a screw in the top to keep it hopefully from sealing up, but or not, it will or not. So I'll keep that out. Goodness me. So I'm looking for some straight. Some of these, depending on where you buy them, some of them, that one there has got nothing written on it, but then other ones have got all sorts of stuff stamped on it, giving you the size for it as well. So I'm looking for some 1.5 inch stuff. 2 to 1.5. We've got 2 of them. Yep. 2 to 1.5. So I need that. I might need these. That's 2 inch. I don't want that. Is that no? That's a 2 inch. Ah, that looks better. I might see if I can wedge that in there now, actually. Put that in there. Right, let's just go and check. Oh, should have taken. In fact, I don't want these yet. Let's take that. Hopefully it's not far off the sides and I can just wedge it in there. I don't want to have to seal it in and then pick it out in a few days. Perfect. Needs to be cut. Not far off them last 2. The last square. Let's take the last that row out and might just be able to wedge it in for now. What's going on in it? It's only foam, look. So it's collecting some of it, but not enough. You can see the water is coming in, look. I want it skimming more off the top. In fact, I probably want it like that, don't I? I don't know whether that's not floating quite enough. Because that's where it should be, look. You can see how much more it's actually skimming off the top. I can take that out actually. I might, if I can wedge that in, I might take that out, dry it out and see if it makes a difference, because maybe it's soaking wet. It should be around there like that. Yeah, it makes much more of a difference this side. Look, you can see that disappearing now. Or not. Like I said, this is all something. When everything's settled down, I'm going to fiddle around with the flows from here and the bottom drain to the drum, because it's sort of doing part of the job but not the full job, as we can see. I don't remember last year I had this niggly bit of foam stuff over in that corner by the shower for the whole year. My underwater, obviously I've got the shower returning water, the underwater return from the K1 chamber, that's over that side as well, so just need to have a bit of a play around and get all the ball valve set up correctly and the pond level set up correctly. And once I crank the pump back up, the bottom drain pump back up to its what you would class its summer level, I'll be having a lot. Should be moving a bit more water, so hopefully we'll clear it. But yeah, you can definitely see all these bits of frothy bits should be disappearing into here. Look, by simply holding that up, it's all going in. Not all of it though, like the last few. Right, see if I can sort that, and then I'll have a look at that door. Or the weir plate, whatever it's called. It's got a pair of these, and actually cuts it all right. I actually had to take a bit more off, but I got it in there. Have a look. It's obviously going to look horrible because it's white, but it'll do for the time being. It probably won't take long to go green and brown and yucky anyway. That's wedged in there pretty solid. You can get specific skimmer guards. I'm not looking to get in one of them, but that'll do for now. That'll stop the fish getting in there. So I've taken the door off, the weir plate, whatever you want to call it. That's over here. So that was in the back of the door here. I might just see if I can dry it out. There's quite a bit of water in it. I'm just going to leave it up here. Now I've got that in it, I'll leave this over here to dry out in the sun. See if it makes any difference when all the water's gone from it. Never know. I know a lot of it will be down to the pull that I'm getting through the pipe work, so, but if the because obviously you're skimming, you literally just want it, the weir plate, just under the water, so it is literally skimming off the top of the surface. So it's probably in my case a combination of the both. Not quite enough pull from the drain line, and that not quite being at the right height. But we'll see. A little bit of increased activity since the CT went in. And I think in the bubbles is food. It's not. Sorry, lad. I'm going to be strong over the course of the weekend, it's now Saturday, not to be chucking loads of food in. Because look, how can you say no when they're coming over like that all the time? Anyway, that's enough for the time being. I've got other stuff to do. Right, catch you later. Morning. So it's the day after. The day after what? Check out the froth. Presumably some of this will be from the CT, so it'll be the fish mucus maybe causing a bit more froth. So I've not given them any food, so I'm now going to put my Lotus Pro in. Does that look alright? Funny thing is, I haven't seen any, since I put the CT in, I've not seen any flashing or jumping or anything like that, but I'm still going to put this in anyway. Obviously the CT would have knocked the parasites back a touch. Not too high, look, a couple of little scrapes there. Right, anyway, so I'm going to turn the UV off, which I would usually do when I put the treatment in. I know some people don't, just leave it on, but it's recommended you do. So I'm going to put that off and then get this. I've got exactly, well, not exactly enough. It is just shy of what I needed. Can't remember, I did work it out a minute ago. Early this morning, but I can't remember now. But it's literally just shy of what I needed. But I have lost a bit of water, as we know I've got the leak, so It's probably going to be there or thereabouts anyway with the little bit of less water I've got. I'm going to do my usual, mix it in a bucket and then pour it in under the shower. Right, let's get the UV off. Oh, in fact, while I'm here, I've had this out, which you saw yesterday, which makes the weir for the skimmer float. Just doesn't seem to want to dry out. Some kind of weird. There's water in it, but I'm just going to put it back. I don't know whether I can find something similar like that, just to make it a bit more buoyant. I'm going to put it all back anyway. Get rid of that as well. Right, put that there. Probably leave that there for about a week. Let's move that out of the way. Which one's the one labelled of UV off? Off. Yeah. Off. You can see it all in the bottom, look. It's like that magic sound stuff you get when you were a kid. Seems to be mixing quite well though, so... Anyway, nearly there. Last one. Seems like a bit of a mission. Positive though, it's all done. Smiling. So you can still clearly see there's still a bit stuck in suspension or on the water surface, but not a lot can do about it. It's in now. I'll give it a week. UV off. I'll only top the water up if needed to my leak, and obviously the pump on the drum, and then I'll re-scrape on next Saturday or next Sunday. That'll be 7 days. Sunday today. I'm no scientist, but surely if it's sitting on the top it's not doing a lot, I don't know. Okay, it's done now, isn't it? See it sort of down around the edge. Oh well, at least I found the reason for the crazy behaviour and the flashing and stuff, rather than where a lot of us have been before, me and myself included. You've got crazy behaviour, you do a scrape, you can't find nothing. You get another fish, you scrape it, you can't find nothing. You leave it a few days, you know, you're just not finding anything and you don't know what the issue is. So in some ways it's good, but it's never nice having to treat, but just one of those things, isn't it? Anyway, so thanks for watching this week. Probably a bit of a long video actually, we've had a few bits going on. I know I filmed a bit last few days. So yeah, that's it for this week. I might do a mid-week one actually for the reveal for the new piece of pond equipment, which is over there, which you might have seen a glimpse of the other day. I might, if I did accidentally catch it, I'm going to blur it out. And I've just been looking for some new bits of wood for the top of here and over there because it's rotten. But again, trying to get building materials and that kind of jazz at the minute, it's a bit of a nightmare, but hey ho, I'll have a batch and see what we can get. And that's it, yeah, so that's it for this week. As always, thanks for watching. Hopefully a bit more, less moany and grumpy faced man. Look at me, just a pure smile now. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next week, and positive vibes to everybody. Stay safe. See you later, bye.